Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. You guys know we're here every Saturday at 12 noon and every Monday at 2 p.m. As you saw when we opened up, there's a lot of stuff happening around the Queen City. I know today they're having Art for Autism, which is from 1 to 4, and they're doing that at 1600 West Trade Street there in Charlotte. There's also a fish fry for Charlene Henderson, who's running for councilwoman of District 1. It's at New Covenant Bible Way. Just all kinds of stuff going on. And so, if you miss some of the addresses or contact information, you can check the Making Connections Facebook group, and all the flyers are there, and you can catch up. And so, our guest for today, however, is Mr. E Love. Hey there, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Now, okay, we lost connection there for a second. I'm sorry.
You're good. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So this is E Love of the E Love Lounge, hosted on Exhale Radio, right?
That's it.
Awesome, awesome. So, welcome to Making Connections. And since this is your first time as our guest, won't you just give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the family, tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we'll just jump into some different topics.
Okay. All right. Well, as Ali said, thanks for having me. First of all, appreciate it. It's always great to do business with one another. I love that. And
Yes.
thank you guys for having me. So definitely appreciate that. My name is Eric. It's the government name, right? But I go by eLove. That's my radio slash hosting name that I've had that persona for quite some time. I think I inherited that name back in 90, probably 92, 91, 92 is when I kind of was announced as eLove. Um, just to give you a little bit of background for me, I'm a Philadelphia native, born and raised in Philadelphia. Um, what else? Well, I guess later. I don't know if that's a good thing now with the whole slap situation, but I guess we'll maybe you'll talk later.
I was wanting to type on, when I was posting everything, I was like,
Mhm.
West Philadelphia, he's born and raised. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if I should do all
yeah,
that or
right.
not,
No,
but
right. Well, we have a tendency to slap some people around every now and then, but usually it's awesomely provoked. But anyway, yeah. So for Philly, Philly native, I've been there, born and raised. That's where I started my radio career. I was a student at Temple University. I started interning at WDAS Radio in Philadelphia. That's a heritage station in Philly. It's a very popular, heritage station. It's been there for over at this point probably over 50 years now. It
wow.
was black owned originally, and then it kind of changed hands and got more involved. And now it's in the corporate sector with iHeartRadio. And you guys would see it under the iHeartRadio umbrella.
Oh,
Yeah. So started my career there interning. Met a lot of different people through the years, entertainers. Some of my still close friends there. I'm still associated with there. Some of my mentors, Gary Shepard. He's an afternoon drive. He's a Philadelphia, I guess you can say legend in Philly radio as well. He's been there for like over 50 years as well, been in radio, kind of got me started, kind of learning the tricks of the trade. Pat Jackson, who's another Philly icon, she's been celebrated over 40 years in radio there. And she's still actually on the radio station there in Philly. So I was had the opportunity to just learn a lot from these guys. I mean, these guys are legends. They've been in the game. Doug Henderson, his father's name was Jocko Henderson. Butterball, Joe Tamboro is another iconic name when it comes to Philadelphia radio. Then of course the infamous Wendy Williams. She came through Power 99 at one
yes,
point.
come on.
Yeah, I got to have some interactions with Wendy, and her husband Kevin. Nice people. They were really cool, really cool. Got to hang out with them a bit when she was at Power, where has a bit of a working relationship there. Radio is just kind of one of those things where I've always had a passion for. It's something that I've always wanted. When I was in college, that's what I was studying. I was a communications major, radio,
Okay.
television, and film. So, it's something that I've always inspired to get involved in. And so I was lucky enough to be able to, be able to work and start off as an intern and kind of work my way up in a producer role. Ron Houston's another person. He's like one of my best friends I met in radio. We've been friends now for like, 30 years now. So some of those relationships and those bonds, just kind of last, you know what I mean?
Right,
And
right.
yeah, because he was a morning show producer there for Gary Shepard. We had Gary Shepard in the morning. Then transitions changed throughout the year as we had BJ in the morning. He's another name in
Hmm.
radio. Who else did we have over there? There's a couple other people. Kevin Gardner, he was another name. He actually eventually went to Florida. I think Star 104 at one point. He had moved on. So just a lot of iconic people and a lot of talented people that I was able to get tutelage from and be under these guys' wings and hanging around them. So that was able to help me to craft who I've become as a radio personality and my skills as far as studio operations, things of that nature.
Awesome, awesome. I
Mm-hmm.
think, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I was going to ask you, what got you started? I mean, and I know you said you've always had a passion, but like, was it somebody's voice? Was it something, you heard on the radio? Somebody made you feel some kind of way? What just
Right.
made you think, hey, this is what I kind of like to do. Let me see what it's about.
It's an interesting question because I don't know. It's like I feel like when I first started college, going through high school, I was always kind of referred to as a motor mouth. Talk too much. So it kind of, a lot of my family members, you said, you talk too much. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I like to talk, and it wasn't because I like to hear myself talk. It's just I just like to talk. Because I feel
Right,
like there's
right.
always a lot of interesting things to talk about. So I think that might have been one of the inspirations to kind of want me getting involved in radio. I don't think it was any. Well, I know growing up, um, I think his name was Harvey Holiday. We used to listen to. My mom used to listen to the oldies night on Sundays. They would come on.
Yeah.
Like we used to go out and visit my grandparents on Sundays, and always Sunday night on the way home, she would have this Harvey Holiday would be on the oldies night, and she's always listening to the Harvey Holiday, and I'm just like, and he had a jingle and everything. I think I can even remember the jingle, and so I just constantly hearing that, and it was always oldies, the Motown era, Smokey Robinson, people like
Yes.
Marvin Gaye, the Temptations. So I just kind of grew up like hearing that kind of music at a young age all the time, especially on Sundays. It's one of my fondest memories of hearing music. So that I think was a little bit of an inspiration, hearing that type of music and kind of getting into that genre. And then when I went to college, it was like, okay, you got to settle on a major. So I was like, what would I want to do? So I said, everybody says I talk a lot. And I said, so maybe radio. And then when I was in college, I went to school with other radio personalities that were in school, like Kobe Cole. He went to Temple University as well, and he was doing
Okay.
radio at that time. Just starting his career. He's at R99 when we were all at Temple together. And then another friend of
Cool.
mine, Kyle LaRue, he was working at the WRTI at Temple, which was the jazz station, student radio. So it's just kind of just being around people in that genre. It kind of influenced me to say, what, I think this is something I would like to do. 'Cause I like to talk to different people. And then I found myself trying to entertain different people too. Like large crowds and things like that, speaking at engagements and things around campus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Okay, I think you
Jonathan is on.
froze
He said,
again.
shout out to E
Yeah, I
Love.
can't hear you right now, just so you know.
Can you hear me now?
So if you're asking me something, I can't hear you. Yeah, it froze again, so I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
Oh, wow. I don't know
Okay,
what's going on, but
going on. Yeah.
I was saying Jonathan is on, and he was saying, shout out to E Love. So I don't know if
Oh,
you saw his comment or not.
oh no, I did not. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah. How you doing, Jonathan? Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, he's been definitely instrumental helping me with my Charlotte career. In internet radio. We always doing a lot of collaborations together and things. So I appreciate his support.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan is the man to connect with.
Yes.
If you need
Yeah.
that connection, you don't know really which route to go, or if you're looking for
Yeah.
more PR, Jonathan Coleman, some guy named Jay, is the one you
Yep.
need to reach out to.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is
Yeah.
because of him I'm with you. So,
Yes.
yeah.
He makes all
Absolutely.
the right connections.
Yeah. I think you got stuck again.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
because
Can't hear you right now. So
I don't
just
know
kind of
what's
give it a second. Looks like it's. So I can't hear you right now. So give it a second.
okay.
Okay, I couldn't hear you again. So so if you were talking, yeah, it froze on me again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what's
Uh,
going on today.
yeah,
So sorry.
it's all right. Technology, believe me, I've had my share of hiccups, so it happens.
Right. But
Hmm.
yeah, I was just saying, like, for me, I was inspired. I used to work night shifts, like 12-hour night shifts.
Hmm.
And so I used to listen to like Delilah. And
Yeah.
then there was like, she used to do like dedications, like
Hmm.
family members or, who were in the service or, just, people who have been separated for a while. So she would do dedications. And so I
Hmm.
always thought that was really neat. And she just kind of made everybody's night go a little bit better. Or,
Hmm.
and so
Yeah.
I kind of, and then there's a guy who used to do like spiritual night on
I don't think
Sundays.
it's me.
Still can't hear
Might have
me?
been on my side.
Hey, Jonathan, can you hear me? Put it in the
It looks like
comments if
me
you
still.
can.
Okay, sorry, it timed out again. I couldn't hear you. Yeah, not sure. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know with my connection. I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I was just talking about Delilah.
Delilah. Yeah. 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 Delilah definitely. I listened to her a lot. She was on satellite radio, Sirius XM. Yeah. 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 So I used to hear her, and yeah, she always did the dedications and had conversations about letters she would read and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah. I think she's pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Hmm.
Well, Jonathan says he can hear everything, so we're
Oh.
good.
Okay. Okay.
If we can't hear each other,
The other.
as long as everybody else can hear us.
Okay. All right. That's good.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so tell us about some of the things you do, on your station on E Love Lounge. When does that air?
I don't know. Is that me?
I'm gonna type to you now.
Yeah, it keeps locking up. I'm sorry. You got to ask your question again. It locked up again. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Can you
So
ask? Sorry. Mhm.
yeah, so I was just saying about tell us a little bit about the E Love Lounge and what goes on there.
Oh, okay. Sure. Sure. So you can find me on XL Radio. It's Love Live 365. Live 365 is the app, and then once you're in within the app, you search for XL Radio. And during the Love Lounge, we air on Monday nights from 7 to 10. And what we do is we talk about relationship topics. We talk about hot topics. Things going on to get you guys perspective on your thoughts and things on different types of relationships, different scenario in relationships, hot topics that are going on and trending, all through social media. We kind of get into those discussions as well, and we have like a live interaction where we can have folks call in to the show while they're listening, and we go Facebook Live. So you can comment on different things. Sometimes we have guests on as well. It's like you're interviewing me. I'll have different guests. We do a lot of support for independent artists locally and abroad. We've had some independent artists that we've had from all over the United States, coming on the show to support their brands and their music, because we are licensed where you can have your royalties, paid to you if you have your uh, content on our radio station. Where so that's always great for independent artists, right? For the spins and things. So we just try to support, all those unsung, heroes out there, folks that are on their grind and trying to make it happen. We're all kind of trying to make something happen. So
Right.
it's great that we have these type of platforms, right? Because before we didn't have this to leverage. So it's really great that I've had an opportunity to create a platform that can help and benefit all of us, to get our brands out there, to promote one another, to showcase talent, music and things of that nature. So we just have a lot of fun, on the show. We talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. We have some interesting folks, on the show as well. So you got to check it out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys listen to Dr. Umar Johnson. He's
Okay.
a Pan-Africanist. We've had him on the show. It's kind of a controversial figure. He's been on Roland Martin. He's been on a lot of other mainstream platforms. So I was fortunate enough to have him on the show, and yeah, he definitely gets a lot going. Let me just say he definitely creates a lot of buzz. You know what I mean? Because he's
Right.
so
Right.
he's African. I don't know if you heard him, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's so pro black. So he ruffles some feathers at times. So that's always an interesting conversation there. And we had celebrity guests. I was hooked up with the OWN network, and we used to get some interviews from the shows that they were broadcasting. Charlotte had a show called To Have and To Hold, and we were
Mhm.
able to get the entire cast of that show on the
Oh,
radio with
cool.
me. Yeah, and we had like Ambitions, that show that was on the OWN network, with what's your name, Robin Givens. Yeah, yeah, we had Briley
Mhm.
Evans. She was, one of the actresses on that show. So sometimes we get some celebrity, guests as well to interview on the show.
Sweet.
So yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah,
But sometimes
I
it's
haven't heard of Ambitions, but I know
yeah, that
Robin
was yeah,
Givens, so
yeah, yeah. Last year it was on the OWN network. It came out. It had a, I
mhm.
think it's canceled now, but they had a run on there. Yeah,
Oh,
so we
okay,
got some of the actresses on there. We interviewed them about the show.
cool. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, who's like one of your most interesting guests that you had, or the one that you really loved interviewing?
interesting guest. Wow, I've done a lot of different interviews. Dr. Umar definitely was an interesting guest. Um, who else did we have? We had this controversial figure you may remember. He was going viral on Facebook. It was this gentleman who was saying he was tired of dating black women, and I don't know if you remember that, he went viral on Facebook, and he was just kind of like, I'm done with black women. I'm not dating black women anymore. So he really got a lot of people talking. So I
I'm
was able to
sure.
track him out and had him on the show. And my co-host Shelly T, she she usually keeps herself together, but he was just saying some things that was just infuriating, a lot of sisters out there. So I guess you could say he
I
was
was
in the.
going to say if she was black, I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
pretty
oh yeah,
sure.
oh yeah, yeah. Kind of losing, coming out of her composure a little bit. I'm like, Shelly, wait, calm down. you know, I said, I know he kind of talking crazy, but everybody's entitled to
No,
their opinions and things like
I
that.
was getting ready to say
So
now. If he's
I
talking,
said,
if
you're
he's
gonna,
saying what he
yeah.
want to
Had
say,
he been in the room, I'd have been nervous. had he been in the room, because he definitely was ruffling a lot of feathers. So I'm glad he wasn't in a room when it was a phone interview.
oh,
So he was pretty interesting. His philosophy, his logic on why he was not going to date black women anymore, and what the problem was in dating black women. So I was
oh
like,
my.
okay, yeah. So he was pretty interesting. Needless to say, we had a lot of folks chiming in on that one.
How long ago was this?
Oh man, that was about a year and a half ago. I had him on.
I was gonna say you should kind of do a follow up. Are you still in the
Yeah,
same,
exactly. You still saying
still
great?
same mindset?
Yeah.
Jonathan said he was in Blacktopia too. Oh Lord.
Oh, okay. He had him on Black Toe. Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure he definitely gets people talking.
Oh,
Especially the sisters. Yeah,
I
they
missed
weren't
all
having
that.
it.
Thank
They were
goodness.
not having it.
Oh, I missed all that. Thank goodness. So
All
I
right,
must be
it
frozen
paused
again.
again.
Jonathan, he was in Blacktopia. Lord
He was
have mercy.
he was in Black Toe. Wow.
Yeah, I said,
Yeah.
well, I must have missed all those comments if he was
Yes.
making them, because
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You would. Yeah. You'd have been probably on the bandwagon too. Like, what the hell are
Oh
you?
yeah, because I'm a black woman. Of course I would.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody wants to date a black woman.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's kind of going around.
So, like, who is somebody that you still want to interview? Like, you haven't reached them yet. You haven't gotten to them yet. Somebody you still would just really like to sit down and be like, okay, what's up?
A good question, man. Who would I like to interview? I definitely will. In the midst of the whole Will Smith fiasco and Chris Rock, I would love to hear their perspectives, especially Chris. I know Chris is kind of holding back. Sounds like he's going to profit from this whole situation, which I can't blame him. So it would be
Right.
nice to talk to him. Some folks that I would have loved to interview that are no longer with us, like artists wise, like Prince. I would love to have interviewed
Oh
Prince.
yeah.
I know in my heyday, and when I was with Clear Channel, um, I got to meet a lot of people in his camp. Never got to meet him personally, but got to meet a lot of people in his camp. Morris Day, I did meet him once. Coming through the radio station, and had conversations with him about Prince, of course. Um, yeah, so that was somebody from the past I would love to had interviewed.
Oh
Future
yeah.
lately, locally, not locally, but recently, I would say like the Chris Rock. I would definitely like to talk to him, and I would like to talk to some political figures too, because sometimes on the show we get into political, debates, in the state of Black America. So I don't call myself a Pan Africanist as Umar would say, but I'm definitely for the movement and the uplifting of our people, Black people, and trying to get us to create institutions, and working more with one another. To just create those institutions that we need. Because all other ethnic groups have those things, and I feel like we're one that don't. Because of whatever reason. I mean, we got a lot of rich people and folks, that are Black, and they're hiring people, but we're just not creating the institution. We're not creating wealth, amongst us. It's like when we get wealthy, it's kind of like, well, I got mines. What I mean? We'll hire you, but
Right,
we're
right,
we're not creating more wealth. Like other
right.
groups, they spread their wealth. They create wealth in their communities. They
Yeah,
don't
and they
start
teach other
there.
people. They teach other people how they got there. How to
Right.
create wealth. So that hey, you have yours and you're sustainable, and you keep growing in your community, and I'm growing in my community. So yeah.
All right. I don't have the audio cut off on me again. I'm sorry, I lost you a second. I'm sorry, you were talking. Yeah, it cut off again. I don't know what's happening. I apologize. I don't know what's going
But
on.
yeah, I was
That-
just saying,
mm,
definitely that they don't just like you said hire them, but they teach
mm.
them how they created wealth, how they
Right,
got there. They give you the blueprint so you can follow it. And you might not follow the same steps, you might not have the same business, but you know how to get there.
right, exactly. Like folks that are like the Tyler Perrys and the Oprahs of the world. I would love to have a conversation with them about hey, you guys, I'm not saying you don't do anything for Black people. I'm not going to say that, but like you said, what about like getting with folks that are Black doctors, and let's get a hospital. Let's get a Black hospital going somewhere in a
Yeah,
different city or town. You know what I mean? Let's create Black malls, like, or own some malls, and ownership is kind of what I'm focusing
ownership.
on, and folks that have these skills and these levels of the professionalism. Let's start getting more Black law firms. Let's get some Black hospitals. You know what I mean? Let's create some Black car dealers. I mean, different things. Mainstream. And those type of things, because I'm sure there's people that have the know-how to run those type of businesses.
Exactly.
It would be, I would like to see them kind of put their efforts in that, and supporting us, and getting more institutions.
Now I'm really down for that.
Yeah.
Because and I mean, it's a lot of times when you're talking to people and you're talking about a business or something, they're like, "Oh, I can't do that," and I'm like,
Mhm.
I didn't say like you had to do hair. I didn't say you
Right.
had to fix. I'm talking about own it. Get it in a community, get it established. You be the owner, and that way
Oh,
you have the
my goodness.
ability to do things in your community. So, Jonathan, I know you're about that as well.
Right.
But yeah, you probably didn't hear me, but I was just saying, be the owner so that
Mm-hmm.
you still have the ability to be able to be free and be in the community and be able to
Mm-hmm.
teach other people. And so it's
Yeah.
definitely about ownership and building, and
Right.
not just up but wide, right?
Right. Correct. So I think we could do better. I think our Black millionaires could do better. And what they do with their
So
resources.
how do we do that? How do we bridge the gap? What do we need to do?
I mean, we need to have we need to have the conversations with people that have that wealth. I know, we had well, BLM is not about wealth, but I don't even want to get into that thing. But we need organizations. We need to organize more. Is what I think the problem is. We don't organize more, and then the organizations that we do have, they're usually funded by some other outside resource or entity that doesn't have our interests. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's like we need to get with our own millionaires and people that have influence, and organize with them, and have these conversations where we can put these things in action. Because I know, like, you got the Jay-Z's are dealing with the NBA, the NFL and stuff like that, which is great. They're trying to get a seat at that table, which is cool. But it's like, how about let's create our own stuff? Why we got to get a seat at their table all the time? You know what I'm saying? Let's do
right,
our own
right.
thing. Hell, let's start our own league if we got the money and the resources. Why not? We had the Negro League once upon a time. The NBA doesn't have to be the only show in town.
Exactly.
another minor league NBA. If these guys want to have ownership, if they won't let them have ownership with a major NBA team, then maybe we should start a minor league NBA, not NBA, but basketball team or football, or something like that. Let's just create our own stuff, and instead of trying to get a seat at their table. Let's just create our own table. Let's, you know what I mean, and do our own thing.
Right.
So I think it's a conversation and organization is the
Right.
short answer. We got to organize better.
Yeah. And cause and I mean, I think it can happen because we're really good at organizing in the communities.
You're gonna have to
You
say it
know,
again because I can't hear you.
okay. We're can you hear me now? I tell you what, Alan, get ready to go to commercial to hear the groove about us.
Okay,
You there?
wait, back now. Yeah, if
Okay.
we both went out that time. Okay, all right.
Um,
What were we saying?
what I was saying was, I mean, and I think it can happen
Mm,
because we're good at organizing for the community. We're good at organizing, to give away clothes and things like that. So why
right,
not just, take it to the next level? I mean, because we don't want to give away clothes the rest of our life. I mean, somebody's
right.
always going to be in need, but we
Sure.
shouldn't do it on such a mass, um, you know,
Mm,
number
right,
because now we're teaching people, how to create wealth for themselves, how to, find jobs, how to find homes, how to, get their investments, where they're building wealth for their retirement. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We need to be partnered up with these people that are doing these things, because we do have black investors that are successful. We have black businessmen that are in Wall Street and doing different things. So yeah, we need to organize and just get with those folks that are doing those things that look like us, and have these conversations, because I feel like you know we're not going to get wealth if we're waiting for the government to give us wealth or create the gap or to bridge the gap wealth. You're going to be waiting forever, right? You know what I mean? I don't think everybody can be rich, right? And that's their mentality. Everybody can't be can't be
They're
rich.
not even really acknowledging how big the gap is, so
Yeah, exactly,
they're not
exactly,
going to fix it.
exactly. Yeah. They get us all riled up when it's time for an election season, and you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And then when you get in there, oh, what about black people? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm
Who are they again?
Yeah, who that? Oh, wait, it's November. Oh yeah, we know y'all. Hey,
Did
we
we
know
send them a
y'all now, right?
stimulus check?
Then we get y'all checks. Didn't we? I don't know. We did the George Ford Act. Didn't we do that? And did we march with y'all for the injustice from police genocide on your people? Then we. Don't forget now. We did. I was there when we did
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's a start, but we have to keep it going. We have to keep it, and that's why I say even about like, Charlene Henderson, different people who are running for office in the Charlotte area. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
we can vote them in, but we still have to support them. We still have to show up for them, and like when they show up for us, we
Mm-hmm.
have to be there to say, because you don't want to say, well, we have 100 people complaining about this, but then she asked you to come to the meeting, and there's one face that's there to tell the
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
So you still have
true.
to show your presence. You still have to make it known. Hey, yeah, what she's saying is what we want her to say.
Yeah,
She's not just making it up. So
right.
here we are.
Yeah, right. And don't just talk about it, be about it, right? Because a lot of politicians, they sell you a dream, when it's time to get elected. But then when they get in there and they deal with the structure, they find themselves getting blocked, stonewalled because, they don't want politicians. I'm just gonna put it out there. They don't want them focusing on a black agenda. I'm just gonna put it right out there. The black agenda is not anybody's agenda. You know what I'm saying? And because they just try to, I think, stonewall us and create different situations where we can't progress. Where they can't progress. But other groups, for some reason, are able to do that for their groups.
Right.
So like look at Asians. I mean, Asians they build businesses, right? Jewish communities, they have businesses. You know what I'm saying? They support one another. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They don't just start a business for themselves. They'll help their cousin start a business or their brother start a business. And
Right.
they keep that wealth in their community. And that's something that I think that black people are just lacking. We just don't do that. I think.
I think because we don't see it as often, I think we think there's only so much wealth. And
Yeah, I don't want
so
so
I
unsure,
have to.
right? There's zillions of wealth out there. Go ahead.
Exactly. But I think we think there's only so much. So,
Mm,
once I get this, I mean, if I tell somebody else, I might lose a client or I might lose, a customer or I might lose a contract. But
mhm.
there's still so much out there. Like you said, there's no limitation.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no ceiling. you know.
Mm-mm.
So, and then when it comes to support, we, spend more money, for other things and other group, making other people wealthy. That we if we could just take a portion of that, and I'm calling myself out, for that
Yeah, I
too.
mean, yeah,
I'm a Jordan head. I buy Jordan sneakers all the time. So this matters, and if I could take some of that percentage that I spend to help make Julian, who's already rich, richer, and I put that into my own community or whatever it is I'm trying to do, or helping, fund somebody else's platform, or getting together and joining forces with other platforms. Just imagine what we can do. Just in retail alone, if black dollars went back into our own communities, what we could accomplish. Just in retail. So
right,
we spend money now. We spend money on everything, and for that does not benefit us, and we buy stuff that we just don't need. Again, I'm calling myself out on that too. Because this is what we are. Because we equate that as being successful. The
right,
Benz
right,
makes me feel like I am somebody. The BMW makes me feel like I've acquired a certain level of success. We equate some success by material things. Look how big my house is. Look how good I look. Look at my, my expensive car. So I must be successful. Are you?
right,
you
right, right, right.
know what I mean? So yeah. So I
Are
think
you
we have
able
to.
to pay that payment,
Yeah.
that mortgage? Or are you
Right. You live with
struggling like
your mom.
everybody else?
Yeah. You live with your mama driving that Benz. Stop playing. You don't even have a house. You don't got a garage to park in it. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's just that kind of thing. Is what I think our mentality has to change. How
Right.
we think about money. Because nobody really
Yeah,
taught us how to deal with money, right? How do we
exactly.
really know how to deal with money?
And
Yeah.
that's the thing about it. That's what I'm saying. We really got to get to that mindset. You
Mm-hmm.
know, this okay. That might have been a sign of success before, but it's
Mm-hmm.
time to show success in a different way. It's
Right.
time to do something different. It's time to invest. It's time to think about not just right now, those Jordans that feel good on your feet, but okay, what about
Mm-hmm.
your future? What about your
Right.
retirement?
Right.
And like you said, I'm calling myself out because,
Mm-hmm.
and I posted something the other day,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about it, as I was growing. I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't think I was going to have to, help my parents or,
Mm-hmm.
what if, their insurance would only pay for 20 hours of therapy, but they need 80 hours.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just have to deal with that 20 because that's what if I'm not in the place that I can come out of my pocket and find private care, all they're going to get is 20.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
so, it's things like that we don't think about.
Yep, yep. We don't think about the long game. We just think about the short term. You're right. We're all guilty of that, and that's what I'm saying. It starts with our own mentality and our
Yeah,
thought process, how we look at money, how we look at wealth, how we look at success. Cause
exactly.
yeah, definitely. Because I think I'd rather have a long bank account than to have a lot of material things.
Thank you. And that's what I be saying. I'm like, let's get these debts paid off. Let's get
Yeah.
all this stuff that is
Mhm.
we did back in our 20s and 30s.
Yep.
Let's get all
Exactly.
that taken care of. And then when you're making money, you can spend it how you want once everything's
Sure.
taken care of. Once you
Absolutely.
start investing and you got a system and your money's
Yes.
still growing and you're
Right.
not touching it,
Right.
okay. If you
Yeah.
want some
Go ahead.
Jordans or if you want to go on vacation,
Yeah. You
you
said
go
sure.
do it.
Yep, yeah, and listen, I'm definitely an advocate about enjoying life and living life to fullest. So by any means, that's not the message I'm putting out. I'm just saying that like you just said, to acquire those type of things, let's prioritize and get the things in order so we can do
Right.
more of those things and in greater abundance. Let's get our house in order so we
Exactly.
can enjoy life like that. Because I'm all for that, all for that, have enjoying life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I agree with you there.
Yeah, honey, I'm all about. Yeah, you got to take your family out on vacations. You got to get out of your atmosphere
It's
sometimes.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm definitely an advocate for that. My wife is definitely a component. Disney is her place, right? Disney World is her spot. So
Yes.
You'll go there, I don't know, 50 times in a year if if you could. So yeah, it's great to travel and see the world and have different experiences in different places, because the world's a big place, and and you should go travel and see different places outside of where you live. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
I think that in itself is education because you get
Yeah.
to see how other people live, you get to see how other people do things. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're only in this small area where you are, you just think that's how the world operates. You might
Yeah.
not realize you go somewhere else and you be like, oh, they got healthcare for everybody.
Yeah.
What? That's
Right.
happening? Oh,
Yeah.
well, how can we get it here?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you're not thinking about the rest of the world, and sometimes you're not thinking about the rest of the world because you're just trying to live. You're trying to
Yes.
make it through the
Yeah,
week.
right. We're just trying to wait. I'm just trying to make it. Right? Trying to pay bills and see if I got something left over, so I can do something I want to do. That's us, right? That's the struggle. We're just trying to make it, And I think it would be nice for a change to not just be trying to make it, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So we definitely got to get together on that, man. And it starts, I think, with like what you and I are doing right here. Collaborating. Having me on your show. Supporting each other's platforms. Because we
Mhm.
do have. Technology has given us a lot of resources, right? Where
Yeah.
we could really start. Really helping each other. Even like right here in Charlotte, I talked to the underground network that I'm involved in here in Charlotte, like Jonathan, people like Jonathan and other people, independent artists and such. I used to speak at some like open mics and things like that to independent artists, and I would always preach that look, man, if we don't support one another, like who else is going to do it? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it shouldn't be a crab mentality because, like you said earlier, there's enough money at the table for everyone. There really isn't. You don't have to be fighting about well, who's going to get this. Because one thing I always say at some of the engagements that I speak at, I've always told people, look, if I helped you make $500,000 and I made 1 million, are you really upset with me? Now, some would
Mm.
argue, yeah, you made 1 million, but I only made 500,000. But I'm like, wait, okay, well, let's look at it this way. That's $500,000 more that you did not have yesterday.
Come on. Come
So
on.
if I made 1 million and I helped you make 500,000, don't you think you're on your way to making that million that I made?
That part.
Because I showed you how to do it. So why are you hating on me? Because I made 1 million. But I'm like, dude, you didn't have $500,000 until you met me. So I've already
Exactly.
changed your life. I've already put you
Exactly.
in a different tax bracket. So why are you hating on my million?
And
You
maybe 2 years ago, I was where you are. I was only at the
know, hundred
500,000,
thousand dollar mark.
but I kept on working. So it's the same thing. You keep on working, keep following in my lead, we keep on this path. You're gonna get it 1 million, and then somebody gonna be mad at you because you only help them with 500,000.
Right. But see, that's
But
how
who
we
gonna get mad because you only help them with 500,000?
but that's how we get. Well, what did you do to get 1 million? Like how what did you take from me that I didn't get? Or what did you do something behind my back to make sure I didn't get it so you could get it?
Right.
Did you steal from
Right.
me from my 500 to get your like that's where our mind goes,
True.
defensive. Like what did you do? Like I don't understand how you know what I mean? Like I feel like you got over on me. We're always thinking we're getting over on somebody. But I'm like,
Right.
I'm just like, dude, you didn't have it yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Did you have it yesterday? Did you have it last year? Did you have it 5 years ago?
Well, E Love, come on to help me make $500,000. I tell everybody, you help me make 500,000. I don't care. I don't even need to know what's in your bank account. I know what's in mine, and I can keep growing it.
Exactly. So that's the kind of stuff that I talk about. That we
Yeah.
got to get over this crab. Like what did you do to you did something that you got more than I did. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, because I'm like you. I'm
Well,
not mad.
okay. I've had the education. I did the research.
Right.
I put in the time. So that's
Hmm.
where I am. They
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Now you
Right.
just came and sat at the table and got the process. I had to do all this research and put it together.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. It's nothing wrong with what they say. If you want to be a millionaire, sometimes you got to hang out with millionaires. You can't be a millionaire hanging out with broke people, or you have to start thinking like how millionaires think. You got to
right?
think like a boss versus, thinking like somebody that works for somebody. So that's, I think, some of the mind changing thoughts that we need to have to start us on that path to wealth. Like you were
Right.
saying earlier, it definitely starts with the mindset, I think, first, and your habits and the way you think about money and how you do things. And the people sometimes you hang around. If you're hanging around people that are not doing anything or not progressive, then you're probably not going to be doing anything, or not being
Because you
progressive.
don't want them to, talk about you. You don't want them to think, you think you
Did
somebody
you
now.
exactly
Well, I was
right?
somebody before. Y'all just didn't realize.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So we
So
got to know how to come back at them. But okay, well,
yeah.
it's cool.
Right. Yeah.
But I still got to go to this bank and make this deposit, okay?
Exactly. Exactly.
But even when you were talking about, I know Jonathan said great conversation, and Alan, if you could put up that last one, because I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see it.
Uh-oh. I can see it kind of. I'm not.
But he was saying, but even when you're talking about, if we don't support us, who will support us? But the thing about it is, people might be watching, people might want to know how to support us, but they support us like we support us.
Right. Oh, right. Right. They're saying they
You see
already.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I
we got
got
to change that whole narrative. We got to change that whole scenery, what that looks like.
you. Right.
They eventually need to start calling us, trying to get at our table. Hey, can I get on
Yeah.
the board over here?
Yeah.
I see y'all doing some big things. I want to be a part of that.
Correct. You're right. It's like I also like to do a Steve Jobs reference, like with the iPhone. When he came out with this, remarkable device, he has made that device where he's integrated into your life, where you like feel like you cannot survive without your phone. And I
Okay,
know,
yeah,
I think you and I both come from an era where cell phones was a, kind of a luxury, right?
right.
I come from the
Right.
pay beeper era, and then I had to get on the pay phone and make a call.
The 25 cent. Hey, mama.
Exactly. So now it's like you can't even go to the bathroom without your phone. Like, where's my phone? Oh my God, where's my phone at? Where's it at? Like your life is on your phone. I mean, you can pay your bills on
True.
your phone now. They got you paying, your credit cards now. You can pay with your phone for this. You got Cash App, sending money back and forth. I mean, your phone is like, I don't know, it's like just as important as, I don't know, like eating dinner. Like you gotta have your phone, right? It's
That's your
part of life.
office.
Yeah, right. It's your office, right? And that's because of what he's done, Steve Jobs and his genius, in creating something that we didn't even think that we really needed, right? We didn't really need no iPhone, but
Right.
he made it so where like I no, I do. Like I do need it. You try to take away your iPhone now, you're like, oh my God, wait, what am I gonna do? Like I can't my credit cards, my email, everything. You mean I gotta have that kind of phone? Like I can't go back to a regular flip phone that doesn't do all that stuff, right? So
Woo.
he created something that you didn't even know you needed, or you know what I'm saying. He created something
Right.
that made you feel like you need it now.
Right.
So the point to that is we need to leverage, what we have, right? Like we don't, I tell independent artists, I mean, yeah, mainstream obviously is where everybody's shooting for, but let's change the narrative. What if we don't need mainstream? Like I got a radio station, you got a platform, we got
Right.
TV shows, internet shows. What about we just off switched what we're doing,
Right.
utilize the platforms and services that we have within? And if everybody else does it with us,
Right.
follows us, you can get something out of it too. It's not just to help me, it's to help benefit whatever you have going on. Instead of
Exactly.
worrying about advertising on, a V101 that causes the arm and a leg because they're a big business, right? They're a corporation. They can't,
Right.
they can't take small dollars, from small business people, right? They got to make the big money. They want the big corporate sponsors.
Hmm.
Okay, well, fine, mom and pop, come over here. Get your people to follow what's going on here. I'll give you a platform to advertise and help grow your business. You utilize my
Exactly.
platform. Use me. You know what I mean? That helps you.
Exactly.
You're not helping me. That's the whole thing. You think you're helping me. We're helping each other, right? You needed a
That part.
platform, right? V101 was too expensive. I'm saying, hey, I have a platform that pretty much can say has the same outreach as they do. We're all both on the internet. The internet's the internet. It's just a matter of who's listening. So instead of listening over there, how about listen to something that has your interest in mind? Like V101 doesn't have your interest, but I'm saying you
Exactly.
put stuff, your programming and things in our platforms. We have your interests.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So just like the iPhone, he made you feel like you needed an iPhone. He integrated. So I'm saying, hey, you have resources that can benefit you, just like the iPhone has benefited you. There's resources you can tap into. You know, just do. You're already doing it. You're already listening to the radio. I'm just saying, listen here, because when you listen over here, you get a benefit. When you listen to them for free, they don't. You don't get a benefit. You know, it's like
Right.
a referral for a movie. If I told you to go to the movie and see it, Warner Brothers is not paying you to see Batman. You paid Warner Brothers because I told you, oh, it was a great movie, Allie. Oh,
Right.
you need to go see that. Oh, it was amazing. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go see it because Eric said it was great. You didn't. Eric didn't get anything. Warner Brothers didn't pay me to send you over there, but I pumped their product and I gave you an interest in it, and you went and see it
Yeah.
and paid for their product. We can do that right here with amongst ourselves, but people just don't realize that. You
They
can do the
don't.
same
They
thing.
don't.
You know,
And
you can.
even if you get your something advertised on V101, I mean, you're either
Mhm.
gonna pay big bucks or
Right. Mhm.
they gonna give you a commercial about 2 a.m. in the morning. Who gonna listen?
But
Ain't
it's
nobody up. You
exactly
it's on there, but ain't
right,
nobody hear it.
right, exactly,
Except the people
exactly.
you call. Okay, it's about to come on. Come
Somebody,
on, wake up, wake up.
right, wake up, that's right, exactly. So that's all I'm saying, and everybody fights. Well, they feel like because the mainstream is where it's at. That's where it's all at, right? It's all established. So they're gonna get the listeners. They're gonna get people hearing all that. But you have to pay for that service, right? So how about maybe we have to start over? But if we're starting over, at least you're growing with that. You know what I'm saying? You're growing in that institution that
Right,
is helping you to build. So it's not a
right,
bad thing because you're trying to build anyway, right?
right,
You're trying to. That's the quick way, right? To give them $3,000, and then hopefully everybody hears your ad, and then they support your business. Okay, fine. Maybe you won't get the 1,000 listeners at one point, but it's gonna cost you $3,000 to get those listeners. How about just telling everybody that supports your business, hey, listen over here to listen to my business, and
right,
change what they're already doing. Just change the direction.
right.
Instead of shopping at Harris Teeter, we got the black market over here that has the same quality, same freshness, same all of this. Just shop over there. You're gonna
Yeah.
buy produce and orange juice and whatever you buy, just go over here and buy it.
And
Something that's
two,
back
people
to you.
exactly. And two, people have to realize, okay, you're marketing over there, but if you're marketing to the wrong audience, you still not gonna get anything.
I'm
I'm
telling
just
you.
saying.
No, I don't know.
If you were vegan and you marketing to a meat market,
Right,
yeah, okay, they hear it, but it ain't affecting them. They
right,
not gonna call you because you ain't trying to buy no meat.
right. Exactly. You're right. I mean, like I said, I preach these things, and I don't know who the people are listening or not. I don't know. Yeah. We all go right back to our silos and just, oh, I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to do that, and I'll just do that, and you know,
Right.
you know what I mean. So I don't know. It's
I have to
hard.
believe, Eric, that we are planting the seed. Somebody gonna listen. Somebody gonna hear
Mm-hmm.
something different. And I think too, when you bring scenarios to it, like
Mm-hmm.
it makes it more understandable. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, right.
just somebody, this video gonna make a difference in somebody's life.
I would hope. I would hope so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because
definitely.
I mean, it's got to start somewhere, and we got to have those conversations. We just have to be real frank. We have
Yeah,
to be honest about where we are. That's our
yeah,
mindset. But our
right.
mindset is because that's the mindset we were taught, we were given.
Yeah,
Be
right,
thankful for whatever you have. And we
right.
are absolutely grateful,
Sure.
but
Absolutely. Hmm.
we can have more.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Because now,
So,
yep. Like when I started in radio, I was always thinking when I was working there, like, man, that would be nice to own a radio station. That'd be cool. And I remember I even inquired about it once upon a time, and they was like, "Oh yeah, it costs like $1 million or something just to get the FM frequency. Then you got to find if there's a band available on the FM frequency." I was like, "Oh God, a couple $1 million." I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll never own a radio station." That was my thought process. And now here we
right,
are. Look at it. Like you have a TV,
right.
right? You got like a network, right? Now I actually
Exactly.
do have. We have a radio station. And it's like I would never have thought. I would have never thought that was even possible. You know,
Exactly.
yeah. But technology has created a way. So if that is possible, if we can actually own something, then man, just imagine what we can do with what the platforms and things that we own now that you're
That's it.
able to actually have.
That's it.
Something
I
to think
love it.
about. Something to think about.
Hey, I love this good conversation. It gets me riled up and excited. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
somebody speaking my language. You know,
Right.
somebody reminded me, hey, okay, you know, you need to do more with your platform, you know.
Right.
So
Yep.
you even challenging me today. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It gets tough. It gets tough because you're on your grind and you're trying to get out there. You're putting your best foot forward to get your brand out and let people know. And sometimes you don't get the return or the things that you like. So you get frustrated. You feel defeated, and you're just like, oh, you know what? What am I doing it for? There's nobody listening anyway. Like I don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? So you just get, you have times like
oh
that.
yeah, you're right.
But I kind of take the mentality of, if I can make some money along the way, great. But I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So if I have just two people listening, that's two people that I don't know that are listening. You know what I mean? And I'm just loving and enjoying what I'm doing. Like when I go out to do karaoke, it's not really something, and that's something that's that's an animal that's been created on its own. Like I had no intentions to even get involved in that. The whole point of that was to just kind of promote what I was doing in radio to try to get
Hmm.
people get incited and enthused about the radio station. Now that's kind of taken as a life of its own. And I'm just like, I'm not a karaoke DJ. I'm a radio person. Like, this is not what I want. Like, how did this even happen? It just took a life of its own. And it's just like, okay, well, all right, I guess, that's what you think I am. I guess I'll do it, so I get booked for different things. And it's like, that's not even what I was really trying to do. Like, I wanted to talk about my radio station while I'm out
Right, right.
here. Use that to get people over here for this. But now that's taking a life of its own. So that goes back to the mentality. If you just do things that you love to do, you'll find yourself, making a couple dollars along the way. And
Exactly.
so yeah, I'm like, oh well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. you know. Yeah, yeah. So it's just funny how that can work. Just do what you love, and the money can come. Yep, the
That's
money
it.
can come.
And you know, and even though that wasn't something you planned, now people
Hmm.
still are finding out who you are, you know, and finding
Right.
out
Yeah.
what you do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
it all
Yeah. So
it's all gonna work for your good.
yeah. Yeah. What they say, exposure is exposure, right? Whatever capacity. At least people get to see
Listen,
and see what
I
you're
know you're
doing.
from Philly, but don't be slapping nobody at karaoke, okay?
Nah, never that, never that. I was about to hit somebody with a mic though the other day, but
Okay, what's the
yeah,
difference?
yeah, what's the difference? And I was like,
We're gonna talk about you when you do.
I know exactly. Yeah, what's up? I'll be streaming in, right? Then I'll get some attention and cancel at the same time. Right, the bad attention.
I'm
Right,
like,
you
let
got
me have E Love back over here and see what was happening.
right,
What was
right.
they doing?
Alcohol sometimes, and it just doesn't mix with certain people.
That
Yeah,
is
so,
too funny.
right,
Well,
right.
Elove, if you hold on, we're gonna be right back. I definitely want you to remind everybody, you know, when you're on, how they can follow
Okay.
you, where they can get you at the karaoke spots.
Yeah.
Don't touch his microphones, though, okay, until he gives
Okay.
it to you.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. Alan, we're gonna play the Her Fire Tour commercial, um, taking place April 30th.
Registration is open! Yay! We are kicking off here in Charlotte, April the 30th. So I'm calling all female bosses, authors, coaches, speakers, beautypreneurs, solopreneurs, any female that's in any form of leadership. I want to see you in the building. Join us April 30th, 2022. Go ahead and get your tickets at www.herfiretour.com.
Yes, that's www.herfiretour.com, happening April 30th. Yours truly, Allie, will be out there that day, so
Cool.
come join me. We also have a promo code, so if you need a promo code, reach out to me. I'll see what I can do get you that. And but it's going to be fun. It's going to be from 9 to 9. And so it's going to be a lot of different things happening. It's going to have vendors, speakers. I'm going to be also one of the graduates, you know, from coaching. So I'll be
Cool.
getting my official coaching certification. And so some of our speakers will be graduating. So it's going to be a lot of good stuff happening out there. So, you know, if you're a woman and you've been, you know, wanting to figure out how to level up, you know, how to get your book published, you know, get out there, how to do your branding, Angela Brand Enterprises is all of that. So definitely, come join us on the 30th. Get your tickets, herfiretour.com. Don't forget about all the wonderful things that are going on in the Charlotte area today. There's the fundraiser for Charlene Henderson. There's the autism event that's happening on, I forgot the road. Hold on just one second. It is on 1600 West Trade Street. It's been hosted by My Pieces. And because April is Autism Awareness Month, and so we hope to have Miss Leandra on the 30th actually to talk to us a little bit more about that. And don't forget that the prom, they're still um, getting donations for the prom event that's taking place also on the 30th. There's a lot of stuff going on the 30th.
Yeah,
But they're still
absolutely.
doing the drive for the prom until the 28th, and then the prom is on the 30th. And so, Love, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great conversation. Let's keep talking. Let's see what we can get shaking and moving.
Yeah,
But I definitely, can you hear me?
yeah, I can. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But I definitely, want to give you an opportunity before our time runs out to remind people how they can follow you, where they can listen to you, maybe a contact information if they want to reach out.
Sure. So you can follow me on Instagram. That's ELUVFM on Instagram. ELUVFM on Instagram. Also the XL Radio Facebook page. And I guess see I got a business card right here. I don't know if you guys can see the business card. There you go. There's it's in form. That's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
XL Radio 65. You can follow me at XL Radio on Facebook. You can also download Live 365. Check us out. The show is on Monday nights, 7 to 10. And if you have listeners out there that ever thought about having their own radio show or platform, we're definitely welcoming, shows, so if you want to do a podcast or a live radio show, we would love to have you on so you can, get your brand out there and have your own show and be creative however you want to be creative. We have a platform for you, so definitely, let me know. Hit me up on the ELUV FM Instagram, or you can send me an email at e-luvfm@hotmail.com. All that will be on the ELUVFM Instagram and the XL Radio page. Karaoke is support a lot of Black businesses doing karaoke. We have Crave Hot Dog and Barbecue in Concord, North Carolina, right adjacent to the mall, right on the side of the mall. We do that every other Friday. They got great cornbread if you like the meat. You got the hot dogs and the barbecue brisket and chicken wings and all that good stuff. We have half off beers there when we're doing karaoke every other Friday. I'll be back there on May 6th. Also, you can find me at Island Cuisine, another great Black business off of Prosperity Church Road. They're in the same parking lot as the new Synergy Cinema movie theater. It used to be Studio Movie Grill and Prosperity Church Road.
Yeah.
You ever familiar with that? Yes, they were bought by Synergy now. So the Synergy movie theater bought Studio Movie Grill and Prosperity
Hmm.
Church Road. Island Cuisine is in that same parking lot. It's a Jamaican spot. Great if you like beef patties, jerk chicken, island shrimp, ting, get a ting, man. You get a ting over there. Really good food. We do karaoke there on Fridays, every Friday from 6 to 9 over there, and then also Friday nights around 9:30. We're at Sophie's Steakhouse, which is Mallet Creek. We have a great time there. Adult karaoke. They have food, great bar. We got the karaoke on a big screen. You can sing to your heart's content. We have a good time. Play the old school joints for the old school heads.
Oh, God.
Come on out there. That's like 9:30 to 1 in the morning. And all that information you can find on the Instagram and the XL Radio page, ELUVFM Instagram. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Honey, how do you get from one setup to the another in 30 minutes and get ready?
It's rough. It's rough.
I was like, did he say nine, that what?
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, 6 to 9, and then thankfully is like right down the street from Island Cuisine is like probably like
Oh, okay.
5 minutes from Sophie, so it's not that far.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, got to pack it up real quick and get it over there and get set up. Yeah, so yeah, my wife is a big component. Get that stuff together, but yeah, we definitely get it done. And we have a good time doing it, and folks usually enjoy the karaoke. We get some interesting singers. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
that part.
Yeah. I even sing sometimes too, you know, and I don't even have alcohol. I just do it just to get it started. Because everybody think you
Okay.
got to be a good singer. It's not about being good, though. This is not American Idol. We're not a taking audition. You know, you're not going to get signed. So,
That part, right? But I still don't know if I'm gonna go up there or not. But
yeah,
I got a
okay.
friend that's been looking for karaoke, so she gonna be
Okay.
real excited when I tell her
Okay.
about this.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yep. That's cool.
Awesome. Well, Elove, thank you so much. It's been a great show. Jonathan, thank you for the connection. Make sure you guys, go hit karaoke one night. Let me
Yeah.
know. Put me up, put it on the page. Let me know you're going so I can come out and
There you go.
listen.
Yeah. Yep.
And so, but definitely me
Going
and
through.
I definitely got a friend who's gonna be coming out there. So
Okay.
it's
Yep.
been a great
Hmm.
show. You guys know we are here every Saturday at 12 noon, every Monday at 2 p.m. We try to kick off your week for a great start. Follow us on Facebook. We're on Instagram, but y'all know I'm mostly a Facebook girl. We do post some stuff on IG, and Jonathan's trying to help us, get a little bit more savvy with our social media and stuff. So, we coming up, and
Hmm.
we're getting excited because in May will be our 4th year anniversary. So, we're getting geared up for that. We're grateful because, we're grateful. Because
Congratulations.
I was like, well, who's going to be on the show? But here we are, almost 4 years later.
Wow.
And so we're
Good.
excited. So make sure you follow us, turn on your notifications, join us, join the group so you can see all the flyers and different things going on because maybe, you're just looking for somebody to support. So there's a lot of groups that need your help out there. So, that's what we're about, being there for one another. So
Yeah.
we got to jump off right now. Thank you again, E-Love. Tell your wife thank you for everything that she did to make it happen. And you
Sure.
guys know until next time, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody. See you, E-Love.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.